स्वं बोधमात्रं परिशुद्धतत्त्वं विज्ञाय सङ्घे नृपवच्च सैन्ये तदात्मनैवात्मनि सर्वदा स्थितो विलापय ब्रह्मणि विश्वजातम्।
अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य वर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवाणाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके। अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचला अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचला अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचला अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचला। ओम नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यः। हरिः ओम। उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धाम दाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्या जागर्तुचित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षमक्षीणदयानिधानम् आचार्यमाद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तं विद्राविताशेषतमोगणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्य मायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्यदेवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात् कृतसन्निधानः ओङ्काररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तमपाकरोतु। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुत्यर्थगोचरं वन्दे वाच्यार्थानामगोचरं लक्ष्यार्थपपुषं वन्दे शङ्करं देशिकं गुरुम्। अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। सर्ववेदान्त सिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरं Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham Hitamidam Upadesham Adriyantam Vihitanirasta Samasta Chitta Doshaham Bhavasukha Virataha Prashanta Chittaha Shruti Rasikaha Yatayo Mumukshavoyim Samsara Dhvanita Pabhanu Kirana Prodbhutava Dahavyatha Khinnanam Jalakamshaya Marubhuvi Bhrantya Paribhramyatam Atyasanna Sudambudhim Sukhagaram Brahmadvayam Darshayanti Esha Shankara Bharati Vijayate Nirvana Sandayini. As our Swadhyaya Yajna, we are continuing Vivekachudamani. For 2 more days. Today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay, Sunday also. We can continue. After that it will be announced later on when we will get time for that. So, So here we have reached the 32nd verse. We can get the teaching from the books. AI will give you all teaching now. Then why do we need a teacher? That too, not an ordinary teacher. Now Shankaracharya is going to elaborate who is a teacher. A teacher who is the teaching. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. He is one with that. He is not, Bhagavan says there is no jnani, only jnanam exists. There is no individuality there. It is pure experience, anubhuti. So such a person is needed. Because without such an external power, what we spoke as bhakti will not come. That bhakti, that Vedanta bhakti we spoke yesterday, Swaswarupa Anusandhanam Bhakti Rityabhidiyate. Without hearing it from a Brahmavit, that kind of contemplation, that kind of Atmarati will not come. That Atmarati can happen only when there is a Brahmavit, a person who is established in that is there outside. A person is outside, but he is not a person. That is what Kathopanishad said, Ananya prokte gadiratra nasti. Acharya is Ananya. At the same time, prokta anyenaiva sujnanaya. Only when another from outside tells you, it will lead you to that experience. So, here, the disciple has to approach the master. Till that we have reached. Ukta sadhana sampannaha. Padichutama. Ukta sadhana sampannaha tattva jijñāsuhu atmana. One who has all the prerequisites. Or at least mediocre. Or at least dull. Yesterday we said, if you are going to such a teacher like Bhagavan, even dull prerequisite is also okay, because the grace will do the work. So, prasadena guroho seyam pravriddha suyate phalam. Guru prasada, through Guru prasada, it get nourished, it flowers, the heart blossoms. So, here, Ukta sadhana sampannaha tattva jignasuhu, one who is longing to know the tattvam, to attain atma jnana. Let him go to a guru. Upasitet gurum. Pratnyam. Guru is a jnani. Pratnya means a jnani. Yasmad bandha vimokshanam. What happens? By his grace, not simply by touching, you absorb the teaching, the jnanam. By the power of jnanam, bandha vimokshanam, one attains absolute freedom from bondage. In the sense, you realize that Atma, your real nature, is eternally free. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavam. It is never bound. There is no limitation, no conditioning in your Swarupa. That recognition, Pratyabhijna, happens. So, for that, let him approach the jnani, teacher, acharya. Acharya we say guru or deshika, these are all terms. And how should be the shrotriya, deshika, the guru? First, guru should have all the prerequisites. That is also given. Disciple needs all Viveka, Vairagya, everything is given. One disciple went to a master and asked what all qualities are needed for the disciple. The teacher said Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shakka, Sampatti, Mumukshutvam, all this. And teacher, you should teach. I will become a teacher directly. Easy. No, the teacher also has these lakshanas which now Acharya is going to say. We will see that. Shrotriyo vrajino akamahataha yaha yo brahma vittamaha brahmanyuparata shanto nirindhanaivanalaha aheitukadaya sindhuhu bandhuranamatam satam. Shrotriyaha avrijinaha akamahataha yaha brahmavit uttamaha brahmani uparataha shantaha nirindhana ivanalaha ahaituka daya sindhuhu bandhuhu anamatam satam. The person should be a Shrotriya. Shrotriya means one who has the jnanam of Shruti. Shruti means Upanishad. He should be a real knower of the tradition. Shankaracharya will say only that. He will only say like that. He should be a Shrotriya, because it is not simply that I have attained enlightenment. Anybody can claim like that. So, the authenticity should be there. So, first they give the quality, he should be a Shrotriya. one who is equipped with the jnanam of the tradition, the Shruti, the Upanishads. Then avrijinaha. Vrijinaha means one who is all flaws. The body, mind, senses are all uncontrolled. Not like that. He is very pure, sinless, avrijinaha. Then akamahataha. He is not affected by desires, afflicted by desires. And a supreme knower of Brahman. Now we will elaborate on these qualifications. The first quality we said it is the knowledge of the Upanishads. Upanishad means jnanam. Shankaracharya says Upanishad doesn't mean book. Book you will get, you can download. Upanishad means jnanam. Atma jnanam is Upanishad. But the greatness of Bhagavan is that he attained it independently. But when you look at the Upanishads, it is same. So the person can attain that jnanam, but it should be this. It is not that I have seen some light, something like that. No. It should be this Brahma jnanam, Atma jnanam. That is the Shruti jnanam. And he should have that language to express. That is why it is said Shrotriya. So Shrotriya, that is the first quality, because we are going to him so that he can teach us. Then avrijinaha, sinless, that means pure. Otherwise his impurity will come to us along with his teaching. All his flaws will come to us along with his teaching. You cannot simply say, I will take only the teacher, I will not be affected by the teaching. Because this teaching comes from the deepest core of the person. It includes the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, everything. So the power of Upasana is there. His psychic plane, his physical plane, everything is included in that. This is not simply mathematics or physics or chemistry which is not connected to us. This is deeply intimate. Upanishad means that which is very intimate. So in this teaching, the teacher is very, very important. In a way, we can say teacher is important, not teaching. But teaching also is important. Both should be there. So, Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. Akamahataha. If the teacher has so many desires, many ideas, many projects, the disciple will be engaged in all that. If he himself has a great mission, work to achieve, you go, you will get some work. You can serve the Guru, that is all okay. But now you are going to a Guru who is Brahmani Uparataha, absolutely retired. So, avrajinaha akamataha yaha brahmaviduttamaha, one who is the supreme knower of Brahman. Not only that, Brahmani uparataha. See, Janaka was a supreme knower of Brahman. But he had no time because he was a ruler, he was a king. You have to wait, and you can get easily distracted in his palace. So Shankaracharya says the teacher that we are searching should be one who is absorbed in the teaching, absorbed in Brahman, Brahmani Uparataha. And how do you know that he is Brahmani Uparata? Shantaha. There is peace in his presence. Bhagavan says the infallible sign of a jnani. Sure sign of a jnani is that when you are in his presence, there is Shanti, peace. In Ramayana, Hanuman goes to see Sita. He went there to Lanka. There was no monkeys in Lanka. He was the first one. Like Vasco da Gama coming here, he went there. First person to land there. So when he went there, Sita was in such a situation that in capture, all the demons were there around her. So she was doubting whether this is a Ramaduta or a Rakshasa. Very often she will doubt whether he is truly a Ramaduta or Rakshasa. But ultimately she comes to the conclusion that he is a Mahatma, because she was in terrible sorrow, great grief. But when he came near her, her mind became very peaceful. Manaso hi mama pritihi utpanna tavadarsanat. She says, Vikrantastvam samarthastvam prajnastvam vanarottama. You are certainly a jnani. My mind has attained tranquility. So, Shantaha. In the presence of Acharya, the mind should attain that Shanti. And his Shanti is not sometimes for few minutes is Shanta, otherwise he is disturbed. No, Nirindhana ivanalaha. His Shanti is like fire which goes down without fuel. Like that, no vasanas, no desires in the mind, no conflict. So it is natural Shanti that should be there in that Mukta Purusha. Above all, Ahetuka Daya Sindhu. Without any motive, he is compassionate. Not seeking anything, he is ready to give you that jnanam. Ahetuka Daya Sindhu. Bandhuhu Anamatam Satam. Those who surrender to him, he is the best relative. Bandhuhu Anamatam Satam. This much qualities are told about Guru. The Guru to which the disciple goes. Disciples' qualifications we have already spoken. And now Guru's qualifications, Acharya says, he should be a Shrotriya Brahmanishta and he should be an Atmanishta and compassionate one. Bhagavan was like that. Because of that, so many seekers came to him. If you can get jnanam from the book. Why should you go and approach a teacher? Because all these are expected from the teacher. And when you see such a manifestation, you rush there. Bhagavan said Arunachala is like that because Arunachala is his Guru. Arunachalatil uru karunakara paraman arunaravinda padame. He says Arunachala, there is karunakara paraman, that supreme compassionate being. So that kind of a teacher is needed. Because the disciple has come to the teacher after so many births of suffering. Not one birth, so many births he had suffering and he had enough. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam, iha samsare bahu dustare. I am not able to swim across. I find it very difficult. So, Murare, Kripaya, Pare, Pahi Murare. O Murari, O Bhagavan, with all compassion, take me to the other shore. Reveal to me that Shanti. With this bhava, the disciple has come to Guru. So, the moment he comes there, his mind attains Shanti. A conviction arises in him. And he gets the jnanam which the Upanishads are speaking. The Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad says, whatever plane the Guru is, he can only reveal that plane to the disciple. Only if he is a Brahmanishta, he can reveal Brahman. Otherwise, he has some Bhavaloka, he will reveal that Bhavaloka. If he is a Mantravit, he can reveal you the mantra. Only if a Atmavit, he has known the Atman, his Swarupa, he can reveal to you that. So, such a Brahmanishta, to the Guru, the disciple goes. Shankaracharya is painting a picture here. And what does the disciple do there? Next verse. Tamaradhya gurum bhaktya prahva prashraya sevanaihi prasannam tamanuprapya prichet jnatavyam atmanah tam aradhya, worshipping the Guru. After worshipping Ishvara, the disciple has got the presence of Guru. As a result of worshipping Bhagavan, he has got Guru. So, worshipping Bhagavan you did with flowers, you did with water, you did with arati. But with Guru, it is not like that. Worshipping Guru is, first thing is, listening to the Guru. Shravana. Whatever the teaching is given, you have to absorb the teaching. That is the first. Guru Sorpadi Nadakka Vendum, as Bhagavan says. So, worshipping Guru, first thing is, you should listen. And naturally, seva, service will come. When you have bhakti, prashraya sevanaihi, prahva prashraya sevanaihi. The person is prahvaha tadvyanjanakakara tadvyanjakakara vishishtaha namrakayaha baddhanjali putaha. Prahva means the person becomes humble. See, you can make out the Guru from disciple. This is a sure way. When you see the disciple, when you see that the disciple's ego has surrendered, when the person is unassuming, seeing him, you can infer the master. Only in the presence of a very evolved being or an enlightened being, the ego will subside. So, the disciple, when he goes near the master, naturally bhakti arises. See, sometimes Ishvara also become Guru. For Bhagavan, Ishvara became Guru. For us, Guru becomes Ishvara. When you come to Bhagavan, he is our Ishvara. Arunachala became Guru for Bhagavan. Arunachala became Guru for Arunagirinathar. Arunagirinathar, although he called Murugan, he identified Guru as Subramanya. And his all songs are towards Subramanya. He calls Guru with a peculiar name. He says, Yanai Anda Idam. He says, who is this Guru? He says, he is the spot which swallowed me. And the greatest auspicious thing that happened to me is that I lost myself. Yenai Izhanda Nalam. Yenai Izhanda Nalam. The presence where I lost my I, the ego, Abhimana. So that the center which does that magic, Yanagiya Yennai Virungi Virum Tanai Nilai Nindrati Tatparame. He swallowed me and he shone forth as Tan, as pure consciousness, as the self. So that power which finished me off, all life, bhakti arose from the heart towards that center. So there, that Ishvara Tattvam became Guru Tattvam, and Guru Tattvam revealed itself as Atma Tattvam. Ishvaraha Guruhu Atmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya, the boundless being. Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So, Tam Gurum Aradhya. See, for a spiritual person, Guru and Ishvara are one. And Guru is not a person. If you consider Guru as a person and start worshipping him, Seshadri Swamigal, who was in Tiruvannamalai before Bhagavan, people started calling him as moving Shiva. And some devotees, they decided to worship him, because we should worship Guru. And 108 pot full of water in his head. And Swamigal got fever. By that only, that was his last affectation. So, this kind of bhakti is very dangerous. People think we should worship Guru. How? As we worship Ganapati, so bring all sweet to Guru. Bring all kind of food to do Guru. So every Guru is diabetic. Every Guru is sweet. So this kind of worship is not real worship. So real worship is okay. Outer worship is seva. Whatever way you can serve Guru, that is good. Sometimes Guru will have some mission, you can work there. That is, Guru seva is okay. But real Guru seva is listening to the teaching and experiencing, putting it into practice. So, tamaradhya gurum bhaktya prahva prashraya sevanaihi prashrayascha sevanani cha prashraya sevanani. With humility, the person should serve, surrender, do namaskara, namrakayaha baddhanchali putaha, as Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami says. Physically also you have to express your bhakti. That is needed. Because the body is also expression of ego. It is the grossest form of ego. So putting it down, doing namaskara, and physically also expressing the humility. I have all that inside. I don't want to show that outside means it will ultimately become ego. So that is also said. And prasannam, when the Guru is ready to give you the teaching. He is always prasanna, but the Guru, the disciple should approach the master with all reverence, with bhakti. And when the teacher is ready to teach you, prichet, ask him. Knock the door. Prichet jnatavyam atmanaha. Why should you ask? Because when you ask, you are expressing yourself. It is like a churning. You express from your heart. That is the only way to get connected with the master. The problem is, when you ask, you expose yourself. That is why sometimes we are afraid to ask, because if we ask, we don't know what we will ask. So even to ask, you should know. You should genuinely express your spiritual Vedanta, let it stay. At least sadhana you should ask. How should I do sadhana? How? See, you need so much support. Even to come from Ramanashram to this place, yesterday somebody has wandered all through the streets. Here also you need some guide. So this inward journey, physical body, you go to a doctor. Like that, the spiritual journey also, every step you need guidance. Regarding japa, regarding dhyanam, regarding yoga, everything you need a good authentic teacher. Guidance is needed. So prichet, you ask. At the right moment you ask. Get the answer. The answer and the questioning and getting the answers churning. And the Atma Vidya also. See, asking Bhagavan was an art in itself. It is not like Q&A. No. You see, in talks you read, somebody is asking question, Bhagavan is answering. But it is not like that. It was not like that. They will ask the question and wait. Sometimes next day, in between some other conversation, the answer to this person will come. Vishwanatha Swami used to say that generally Bhagavan preferred that maunam. They have to ask, we have to ask and wait. It will be like small drizzling in the beginning. Slowly it will begin, and sometimes it will be a heavy downpour. It all depends upon the sincerity of the questioner. How you knock, what type of question you put forth. So, prichet, what should I ask? You can ask about upasana, you can ask about meditation, you can ask about yoga, you can ask about food. You can ask about every discipline in your life. You know, Bhagavan's disciples, like Chadwick, they used to ask Bhagavan everything. Like even to remove a teeth. He had to go to a dentist in Pondicherry. He will ask. Without permission from Bhagavan, he will not go. That is absolute, complete. So, what they will do is, they will write it and give it to Bhagavan. Chadwick, has written about this. Bhagavan will read that paper sometimes and keep it under his pillow. Then you have to wait. Perhaps tomorrow or day after tomorrow he will take it and give it back to you and will give permission. Sometimes he will not say you can go. He will not say. He will say, who will receive you? Where will you stay? That is the answer. Sometimes write and give. One devotee says he wrote and give. Bhagavan read it and put it down. It had its own language. You have to learn that language. So that was Bhagavan's way of giving reply. So every small things they used to ask. But here, Jnatavyam, the disciple is a mumukshu. He wants to know the Atma Tattva, Atma Vidya. So he should ask, Yajjñāsitam Atma Yathatmya Vishaye Tat Prichet. He should ask the teacher, give me that jnanam, that Atma Swarupa jnanam. And now, very poetically, Bhagavad Pada is giving you, it's like an episode, like a film. The disciple goes to the teacher and with bhakti is expressing his heart, praising the master. 2 verses, we will see that. Swamin namaste nataloka bandho Karunya sindho patitam bhavabdho Mam uddharatmiya kataksha drishtya Rijvati karunya sudha bhivristya Durvara samsara davagni taptam Dodhuyamanam duradrishtavataihi Bhitam prapannam paripahi mrityoho Sharanyamanyadhyadaham na jane. Very beautiful poetry. Here, the disciple goes to the Acharya and he is going to his Guru with a song. See, Muruganar came to Bhagavan with a song. When he came here, he was very poor, a school teacher, Tamil teacher. When he came to Tiruvannamalai, he had no money to buy even some banana. All leave aside all these apple, grapes. You will not get in Tiruvannamalai. You will get some dosha in some hotel there. Some devotees, they used to bring dosha. You know, very funny story. One devotee came from Mumbai. He landed in Tiruvannamalai night. And he was about to go to Ramanashram. Suddenly he felt, I have to go to my Guru with something in my hand. This is the tradition. We should not go with vacant hand. Rikta haste nanopeyat rajanam daivatam guru. So like that, even Kuchela, that poor Brahmin, he went with some poha. So this devotee felt, I should not go with vacant hand. So what will I give to Bhagavan? Somebody advised him, there is a dosha shop here. You can buy dosha, they will fresh dosha they will make and give you. You can take them. So how much should I take? There are about 25-30 people in ashram. So he took 75 dosha. 75 dosha he brought to Ramanashram. But by the time, Ramanashram in those days were very lazy spiritual days. It is spiritual but lazy. By 7 o'clock, 7:30, everyone will be asleep. All food, everything over. So when he arrived, one person, Madhava Rao, was there. He was a very interesting person, was a yoga Bhyasi yogi. So he said, "Oh, Bhagavan, you can see Bhagavan. Bhagavan you can see any time, but you can see tomorrow morning. You can meet everyone. Now go and rest. No, I have brought this dosha. I will handle it." He bought that dosha from him and ate the 75 doshas. And next day, this person came to Bhagavan and had wonderful darshanam. After that, he felt like asking somebody. Somebody was near. "Yesterday, how was the dosha?" he asked. Ashram. They said, "Which dosha? What dosha?" Nothing came to us. Then Bhagavan looked at Madhava Rao and smiled. So don't bring dosha. That too in night. And I don't know who will be the Madhava Rao. So Muruganar came to Bhagavan with a song. He wrote a song, Deshikapatikam. From Arunachaleshwara temple, he wrote few verses on Bhagavan. He has not seen Bhagavan. He said to see Bhagavan. But before that, intuitively, he had a vision of Bhagavan, Bhava. So, he sings about Bhagavan as coming down from Kailasa, like that. So when he came to ashram, he was in a kind of stress. Later on he told, I was thinking who will take me to Bhagavan, how will I face him? I do not know any kind of tradition, how to do namaskara, because when you go to a pontiff, all these things are very important. So, but when he came, Bhagavan was ready, waiting there. He took the poem written by him, but he could not read. All emotion, was crying. Bhagavan took that paper from him. He said, "Naane padikare," and he himself read the whole poem. So the disciple coming to the master with a song. So this is not simply a imaginary picture, it happens. It was Satyamangala Venkataramanayya, when he came here, he wrote poem. So to Shiva Prakasham Pillai wrote poem. One doctor was there, Dr. Padmanabhan. Kanakamma used to say, he used to come from Kerala, from Palakkad. He was the only person who dared to not only to write but spontaneously sing before Bhagavan. He will sing before Bhagavan directly. The poem will come from his heart directly. So, here the disciple is telling Acharya, Swamin Namaste. Swamin, oh Master. Swami means Master. Swamin Namaste. Te Namaha. Here I surrender to you. Prostrations. Nataloka Bandho. You are my only relative. Whoever has reverentially surrendered to you, you are the only relative now. Nataloka bandho, karunya sindho, ocean of compassion. And what is my stage? I have to express. Patitam bhavabdho. I have fallen into this ocean of samsara, misery, becoming. Bahunam janmanamante. After so many births, I have come here. Patitam bhavabdho. One after the other, one after the other. So many becomings. Mam uddhara. I cannot uddared atmana atmanam. Shankaracharya said, Bhagavan said in Gita, I cannot do lifting. You have to lift me. Mam uddhara. You lift me from this samsara by giving me that jnanam. Mam uddhara atmiya kataksha drishtya. How will you lift me? By your kataksha drishti, by your glance. Just look at me with compassion. And Bhagavan was very well known. Muruganar has sung songs on that. Tirukannokam. In Tamil it says Tirukannokam. Bhagavan's that divine look. So, Kataksha Drishtya Rijvyati Karunya Sudhabhivrishtya. With a direct glance from thy eyes which rain nectarine grace supreme. Straight you look at me. Karunya Sudha Abhivrishti. Karunya Sudha. Nectar of Karunyam, compassion. It is actually, the disciple feels that the Guru is pouring forth compassion. But for Guru, it is only oneness. He looks at the disciple as himself. He looks at the disciple as his own Swarupa, Atma. And that very look makes the disciple feel the inherent divine nature for the time being. And the disciple is praying for that. He says, Durvara samsara davagnis taptam. Durvaram varayitum dushkaram. Durvara samsara davagni taptam. Samsara eva davagnihi. Davagni means wildfire. Katati. Ujiti. Katati. My life is full of difficulties, suffering. Somebody asked a question. I will answer it here. That should we come to spiritual life only through suffering? Why not from happiness? It is quite possible a person has a very happy life, very comfortable life, and he chooses to be spiritual. But the Shastras say that also a person does because he has the footprints of sufferings in his inner storehouse. So many births of sufferings. There he decides, I don't want to again enter into that. So see, Prahalada was born in a very, very powerful ruling dynasty. But from his birth itself, he was his jnani. So that is possible. Shankaracharya was like that. And many devotees like Jnana Sambandar attained that jnana when he was only 3 years old. And in Bhagavan's case also, I don't think he has suffered in any way. But he sings about suffering. He says, Padinil Vija the Ere Kathu. I could have fallen into that ocean of misery. Before that, you pulled me and made me abide in your real nature. So, the memory, the recollection is somewhere there. You need not suffer. An intelligent person need not suffer. He can see others suffering and walk out. choose this path of spiritual life. So it is quite possible. You need not, but without that data inside, it is not possible for the person to be really sincere. The person is deeply sincere in spiritual quest because for him it is a very serious affair. It is not an entertainment. He is not choosing spiritual life to become somebody here. Already so many birds, you were many bodies. Now I don't want to become anybody here. So, one of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's disciples, Swami Premananda, one brahmachari came to a mutt and he said, Maharaj, give us your grace. And Swami Premananda said, it is not something that you can buy in shop. You have to long for that. You have to thirst for that. Do sadhana. And this brahmachari said, Swamiji, Ramakrishna made all of you great, but we do not have a guru like Ramakrishna. And this Swami Premananda was a very emotional person. His cheeks became red with emotion and tears filled his eyes. And he said, my dear boy, don't ever say that. He did not make us great. He made us nothing. He finished us off. For that you need a guru. You want to become somebody, some great person, universities are there. Plenty of. You can become great. You can enter politics, become great, enter sports, become great, enter art, become great. Easiest way is enter film, cinema, act. In Tamil Nadu, you need not give any 5 paise to anybody. Do charity in cinema. Act as if you are the most charitable person. You will go become a ruler. You can become great. So, to become somebody in the world, spiritual life is not suitable. Here, you are very serious in this quest. And that seriousness comes from the past memories, where you know that this side there is suffering. There is dukkha, and this is a medicine. Yate Rudra Shiva Tanu Shiva Vishwaha Bheshaji. As the Veda says, your most auspicious form, O Parameshwara, the Upanishad. The commentators comment that what is that Tanu? Tanu means the body of Shiva. Body of Shiva is, they say, it is the Upanishad. It is the Brahma Vidya, the teaching. And that auspicious body is the medicine for the world, for the whole world. Veda says it is the medicine. And Bhagavan calls Arunachala as medicine. Malai marundidani malai tidavu. Arul Malai Marundai Olir Arunachala. As a huge mountain full of medicine, you are shining here. And even with that medicine, people are deluded. Bhagavan says, this is a medicine for delusion. And when you have this, once you have this medicine, no more delusion, no more moha. You wake up from this dream. This beginningless dream, it comes to an end. So, Durvara Samsara Davagni, very difficult to escape that kind of wildfire. Wildfire is very difficult because forest, everywhere the fire spreads. And my life, see how much he should have suffered. The disciple is telling the master, I am being roasted in the blazing infernal fire of change. I am being tossed by cruel storms of misfortune. Misfortune. Something you feel you will get and you don't get. Dodhuyamanam, you don't know what next, what will come in life. Duradrishtam. In Tamil also we use that word, Duradrishtam. The unexpected things happen. You don't expect things to turn like this. Like that it happened. Everyone will have their own story to say. So many years, almost more than 3 decades, I have moved with devotees. And it is not an entertainment. People who come, all of them have a biography to tell, a story to tell behind. Sometimes it will be terrible. And why have they come? They have found that this is the most great healing tonic medicine. Buddha used to very often say, I am a healer. He didn't say I am a teacher, I am a healer. That is why Ayurveda text, this Ashtanga Hridaya begins with a namaskara to that great physician. Not the out physician who is treating your body. That Apurva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai. To that Apurva Vaidya I am doing namaskar. And what does he treat? Ragadi Rogan. His department is attachment, aversion. Satatanu Shaktan, Asheshakaya Prasrutan. That disease has spread whole body. Autsukya Moha Aratidan Jagahana. Apurva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai. To that wonderful physician, I do namaskara. So the spiritual teacher is a physician, not a physical body doctor. He is a doctor to the soul, to the inner one. So here the disciple says, I am being roasted tossed by cruel storms of misfortune. Bhitam. I am afraid. Show me that spot where there is no fear. Yoga Vasishta says, Bhiyam Abhumihi. Very beautiful expression. It says, Bhiyam Abhumihi. A spot where there is no bhi, no bhaya. So reveal to me that Bhitam Prapannam. I am afraid, I have surrendered to you, Lord. Mrityu. Wherever I look, there is death. Wherever I look, there is old age, the suffering of separation, death, and limitations in various forms, like jealousy, desire, anger, selfishness. All this is various forms of death. The Shruti says, Mrityoho Rupani. Death is not the last death. Anything that limits you, anything that suffocates the soul. So, Bhitam Prapannam, seeing that enough for me, O Lord, enough. Paripahi, rescue me. Sharanyamanyadhyadaham najane. I do not know of any other harbor wherein to seek shelter. I do not know any other spot where I can be fearless. So give me that Sharanam Abhayam teaching. Next comes one of the most beautiful verses, which is very often chanted even in Bhagavata Sampradayas. Shanta Mahantaha Nivasanti Santam Vasanta Vallokahitam Charantam Tirna Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam Janan अहेतुनान्यानपि तारयन्तः. That verse we will see tomorrow. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.